DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL playoffs, is bringing you an offer that'll help make the playoffs electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. The Cowboys are 7-point favorites against the Packers this weekend, and I am excited to see how they manage to mess it up.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Jenkins. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code Jenkins. The crown is yours. Welcome to Jenkins and Jonez on the Volume Podcast Network. It is Monday, January 29th. And we are happy to be bringing you yet another episode of your favorite internet podcast. If you have not subscribed already, we are at youtube.com/@JenkinsandJonez. You can watch every full episode. You can catch clips. And we have YouTube exclusive content, including, if you're hearing this right now on the podcast, there is an exclusive mailbag every week on Monday. You can go check out us answering a couple questions exclusive on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe, youtube.com/@JenkinsandJonez. As always, the show is hosted by LeJethro Jenkins, a.k.a. John.
You all right, man? That's a lot, G. What's that, Bubba?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good. Dragonfly Jones, a.k.a. Tyler.
Hey, everybody, have a good.
I'm Gardy B, a.k.a. Mike.
Motherfucking
Mike.
Oh, yeah, you let that one rip there, buddy. Oh, yeah.
Mother.
Yeah.
Produced by the lovely and talented Jackson Saffon.
That was a good one, Jackson. That was a really good one.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right,
9 out of 10.
fellas, let's talk some football. Before we talk about the games, John, you watched some football today. How did it feel, brother?
It felt good. I told y'all, like, I love basketball. I think basketball is the more beautiful sport. But football is such a better product. Like, it's so buttoned up. Like, the commentary, I'm like, this is great commentary. You feel me? Like, so yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, but I just, I don't know. I'm not going to stop my life to watch a football game. Like, I'm not going to schedule that shit in. You know what I mean? So that's probably why I don't watch more than anything, because it's a great product, G.
The broadcasts are a lot better. There's just no question about that.
Bro, the presentation is perfect. Like, basketball, they're living off of, like, obviously incredible talent and the game being beautiful. The presentation itself, it's whatever, night to night. You know what I mean? Football, they got that motherfucker figured out. The formula is cracking, G. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, Tyler, which game do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about the AFC Championship.
AFC Championship. Chiefs beat the Ravens. Let's just get controversial. Let's get takey. Tyler, is Patrick Mahomes your GOAT already, or does he have more to prove to you?
No. Still has more to prove to me. But like I said, he's making great fucking time, right? He's going to his fucking his 4th Super Bowl in 6 seasons as a starter. 28 years old in his 4th fucking Super Bowl. Like I've always said, he's the best quarterback I've ever seen. But yeah, you got to run that resume up a little bit more to be the GOAT. Like shit, there was a time when Aaron Rodgers was the best quarterback I've ever seen, but I never said he was the GOAT because that resume was a bit shabby, So yeah, he's on the trajectory and he's making great fucking time.
What did you think of the game? And obviously, this is going to be a big narrative bull on Mahomes versus Lamar. But what did you think of the game?
It was, that second half was very fucking ugly. It was sloppy. The Ravens though, bro, like, Kansas City snuck it up a bit, but the Ravens, I don't think I've ever seen a team who we thought was good enough to win a Super Bowl have such a dumb fucking playoff game like they had, right? Just multiple penalties, just missteps, on the offensive end where they're fumbling at the goal line. They had like 3 or 4 roughing the passer penalties. Just very, very sloppy, undisciplined ball.
Hey, the one roughing the passer penalty when they straight up slapped Mahomes in the face.
He slapped the fuck out of him. And low-key tried to fall on him after that shit, too. Like, bro, like, they wanted that man gone. Like they were like, we cannot scheme against this dude. We got to get this motherfucker out of here. But, yeah, it was just such a dumb fucking game from Baltimore, bro.
I feel like there was penalties, obviously, and those were dumb. Like, the taunting shit, my nigga. You realize the situation, right? 15 yards? Like, what the fuck? And then he makes up for it. And then I feel like the fumble was a great play on the defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like he fucked up in that situation. He fucked up by tearing his fucking hand open, but and you know what I mean? But it's like, I don't think he fucked in that situation. That was a great play. I was talking to Mike before you hopped on, Tyler. Like, it felt like when you go by somebody and they like pick you clean from the back and tap it forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you blow by somebody, like that's what it felt like. It was just a great fucking play. So I don't put that on them, but yeah, man, there was a bunch of dumbass penalties outside of that for sure.
It felt like I think this is what's so fun to me about football is the balance between smart takes and dipshit takes is like, it's like the Thanos, it's like perfectly balanced. You know what I mean? Because on the one hand, there's no question to me, the Ravens are a better team than the Chiefs. And Lamar's a great quarterback despite what has happened with him in the playoffs. But like I told Shar, it's like an upside down galaxy brain take. Because the smartest take is that motherfucker's going to go win the playoff game. Like, you tell me whatever the fuck you want to tell me about the scheme, about the coaches, about the receivers. That motherfucker he is going to win the playoff game. And that dumbest possible take has been right almost every fucking time. He's 6 years into his career. He has the second highest winning percentage in history for an NFL quarterback, behind only Bart Starr, who played 10 games in the playoffs at 9-1.
That's Mahomes' record, dog. Fuck that.
He's crazy. But I love that he overwhelms everything else. He overwhelms all of the nuance and intelligence you could bring to the game. And it's just, who's Pat playing for this year? He's still with the Chiefs? I'm going to put money on the Chiefs.
Yeah. Hey, been the case for out of the last 5 years. They've been in the Super Bowl, 6 straight fucking AFC championships. Just an unreal run right now.
And they put a lot of pressure on Lamar, you know what I'm saying? But like, Mahomes just looked so fucking comfortable. And I was telling y'all, like, watching it, I'm just like, this is where you can see the difference in experience, where somebody's been here before and somebody hasn't. You know what I mean? It was just super obvious. Somebody was clocking in for their 9 to 5, and another person was playing from emotion. And if you don't, like, you know what I'm saying, reel that emotion in and focus that, and it seemed like the Ravens just couldn't do that shit. You know what I mean? That's why there was all the penalties and shit like that. But yeah, man, I mean, I was wondering, do y'all think this was a reflection of him not being here, or his disposition isn't made for pressure, and that's why he hasn't made it to this point before? You know what I mean? Like,
you're talking about Lamar?
Lamar, because obviously, I'm not talking about Mahomes. He been there, and he's built for this shit. Obviously, proved that over and over, like you said. But like, I was wondering that about Lamar. How do y'all feel about this? You know, how he played today, and just in general.
I've got conflicted emotions, right? You know, part of me is like, you know, he's still fairly early in his career. You know, these are the bumps you got to take. You know, he's got a lot of years ahead of him. He'll figure it out. But these windows close quick in the NFL, bro. Like, that is not a fucking guarantee. So I don't know. Like we saw him, you know, ball out against Houston last game. You know, we've seen him show up in the playoffs this postseason, but just had a terrible game here, and unfortunately, he's had, you know, a handful of terrible games in the playoffs. So.
That triple coverage, though, bro.
Yeah,
nigga.
That's the worst possible way to end your fucking season.
You can't make that decision, bro. Like, there's nothing from any angle. You know what I mean?
Here's my take. The NFL is, for all of the parity, and we haven't had a back-to-back Super Bowl champion in forever, so there's a lot of parity in the league. But the truth about it is, there are some quarterbacks that are just like the fucking Death Star. Like, you just see him out the window and you just have no hope. Like, and I mean, even with that saying, the Death Star blew up, right? But like, if you think about it, it's so rare that you succeed against those quarterbacks that it becomes this larger than life storyline. Like the Niners, the catch in 1981 was because the Niners got one over on a Cowboys team that no one could get one over on, right? If you look at, I just mentioned the Mahomes is number 2 in winning percentage. Bart Starr's number 1. Okay, the Packers teams in those days, that's, you know, they built a whole reputation forever off that. Patrick Mahomes, 14-3 in his career in the playoffs. He's 28 years old.
That motherfucker walks in the building and blocks out the sun. His shadow is enormous, you know?
Yes.
Like, that's crazy.
So then Jim Plunkett's 8-2, Terry Bradshaw, 70s Steelers, 14-5, Troy Aikman, the Cowboys in the 90s, 11-4, Tom Brady's 35-13. And then Joe Montana is 16-7, the Niners in the 80s. If you're playing against those guys in their decade, we can try and put Lamar in the context of himself, but the truth is he's not in his context. He's in the context of being one of the all-world level athletes that motherfucker is stealing hope and sunlight from as long as he's playing and he's healthy. Like, I mean, that is just the fucking fact of it. Like, Peyton Manning did everything you could ever do as a quarterback. And we will have to explain to our kids that at one point it was Manning versus Brady because they won't believe us because it's just Brady. It's his era, right? And that's how I feel about Lamar, bro. Like, we have a saying at the 562, we have a saying, it's like, sometimes you're in someone else's documentary. You know, like, it's your life,
so
but you are just in Patrick Mahomes' documentary.
you got main character ability, but you not the main character. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. I
crazy.
think it's a little bit of like some guys are just not the best of their era doesn't mean they're not amazing. It's a little bit like Kevin Garnett to me, or like
Charles Barkley.
Yeah, pick an NBA star that went up in the LeBron era. Like that guy
Or
is
the Jordan era.
the best,
Yeah, yeah.
it seems like. It has the ability to be the best in moments. The best on the field, the best on the court, period, point blank. But just like isn't quite good enough to by himself will his team above the guys, the one guy who was better than him, or the two guys who was better than him.
Yeah, I know.
But
And
even like that third down when the game was on the line, like I don't watch a whole bunch, but I was like, before the snap, I knew like there's no fucking chance he's not making that play. I don't give a fuck how he's doing it. The player's gonna get made because it's fucking Pat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's just what it is. Like, you just knew it.
That's what it is.
He knew it. Everybody in the building knew it. The fucking Ravens knew it. We all fucking knew it. You know what I'm saying? He's done it too many times.
Right. I hate to be a fan of a team playing that dude in a Super Bowl. I'll tell you that.
It'll be a long 2 weeks.
I mean, you were saying the Ravens, and I was like, I was wondering, like, you know, you said the Ravens initially because the Ravens beat y'all last, but I was thinking like, all the shit you said is like, but it's fucking Pat Mahomes on the other side, and you could, like, at minimum, you know he's built for this situation and he's fucking ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe Purdy comes in there and his fucking nuts crawl in his stomach. Maybe the same thing happens with Lamar. You just don't know. But you know you're going to get the best Pat Mahomes. And that can beat anybody anytime. And that's what's scary about him. You know what I mean? That's why you rather play, I think, a Ravens team than Patrick. Because, you know what I mean? You could count him being at his best.
I think y'all asked me on the last episode, and I said I'm hoping the Niners win and that they play the Chiefs. And I was wrong. By halftime of the Chiefs-Ravens game, I was like, I don't want to play this motherfucker. He's scary, bro. He scares the shit out of me. You can line up the Niners 11 on offense, 11 on defense against the Ravens, and I think the Niners and the Chiefs, I feel like the Niners have a much better team. I feel really confident in that, and I think that the most important guy is also the biggest difference in their direction.
I mean,
it's like,
that Kelsey play was nasty.
How much does Pat Mahomes going up against the better team really mean, though? Like, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think you're totally right, because I think he went up against a better team today, and he was with 15 of 17 in the first half. Like,
whole postseason, honestly, if you ask me. Like,
yeah, last game too. You know what I'm saying?
And against Miami.
Against Allen, yeah. You think Miami was better?
You take their skills for sure. You take their skills for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, that dude, the dude Valdez-Scantling who caught that third down pass, John, he was like a running joke on Twitter all NFL season about how bad that dude was, bro.
And in the last 2 games, he's been dropping nuts on everybody. Do you have it or do you not? You know what I'm saying? Big moments that shows up, man.
Well, speaking to that, obviously I greatly enjoyed the second half of the Niners-Lions game as a Niners fan. But talk about not having it. The Lions up by 17 points at halftime. Dan Campbell goes into the locker room and tells his guys, we're good, I guess. I mean, I don't know. It was like they didn't come out of the locker room as 17 unanswered points from the Niners to retake control of the game. They win the second half 24-7. How do you put that? How do you explain that, Tyler? Like, what happened in the second half of that game?
That decision to go on and on fourth instead of kicking that field goal was where everything went to shit for Detroit. And, you know, like I tweeted, bro, I'm kind of torn because I'm someone who believes that, you know, when you got your foot on a motherfucker's neck, you know, you apply more pressure, right? Like, I was all for going for it there. But, bro, that's changed every fucking thing, right? Like, you know, if they did take the field goal there, they're up by 17, 3-score game. San Francisco's probably cooked, right?
Yes.
And honestly, you know, in retrospect, it's like, bro, why didn't you take the 3 there? It's Brock fucking Purdy. It's not Pat Mahomes, right? Like,
Yes.
I'd be very comfortable having, a fucking 3-score game that late in the game against Brock Purdy. But, bro, it's just, I mean, I know people say, it's the right decision to make. You got to go with the process, not the results. And I'm just like, I don't know about that shit, bro. I mean, that's some shit you say during week 7, not in the fucking conference championship, right? We need results now, dog.
That's what I want to ask you guys about. This is a bigger conversation I want to have. And I appreciate that. I think all three of us, and I assume Jackson, are like, none of us are the like, analytics are stupid. Like, you know what I mean? None of us have that kind of a take. However, that's the answer on why he went for it, is that's what the analytics say to do. And Greg Olson, who I think is the best color commentator probably in football right now, I thought he did a masterful job today. He said after the game, you can't judge that decision based on the results. And I disagree. And I disagree with that approach to analytics in sports, because this is not a 162-game baseball season. This is one football game to go to the Super Bowl, which is one game. And if you make a decision, I don't know if you saw the interview with my boy Nick Bosa after the game.
Your boy.
Ooh, that's nasty. he leaned in, Tyler. Oh my God.
Okay, Tyler's got me in it. He's got me by the back of the neck. There's nothing I can do about it. But they asked him, they said, when did you know you guys were going to come back? And he said, he didn't stop and think about it. He said, as soon as we stopped him on 4th down, we knew we were going to win the game. And that has to matter. Does that not have to matter to what decisions that you are making? And I understand that you can go too far the other direction, play prevent defense, and get fucked off by being too conservative. But it does not feel to me like just because cold hard numbers say that being the most aggressive all the time is always the right thing to do, that's correct. And when the opponent of the third biggest comeback in the history of the AFC NFC Championship round says that decision he made was when we knew we were going to win, doesn't that matter? And how do you weigh that against what the analytics tell you to do?
Yeah, it's like, like you said, we're not anti-analytics people, but I feel like sometimes you have to factor in the human factor in this shit. And the human factor in this was Brock Purdy, bro. Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's not Pat Mahomes. It's not Pat Mahomes over there, who you're, trying to beat. So yeah, like I said, you make that a 3-score game against Brock Purdy, and you're probably in the fucking Super Bowl right now. Fuck what that damn analytics sheet say, that Waffle House menu. Fuck that shit, bro.
I mean, I think it's all situational. I think you use analytics for your approach and the process. I think you use it to support situations. But also, I think, like, you look at the situation, you put the input of Brock Purdy, it doesn't come out the same as you put it in Pat Mahomes. You feel me? So obviously, in that situation, take the fucking point. So I think like I said it before, I think analytics.
Oh, Jackson disagrees. Jackson disagrees.
I don't know.
With you,
I'm torn is what it is. I'm torn because I understand we have the result of the result. It's one game to whatever. But even the Nick Bosa thing, like, we knew we were going to win after we stopped them. It's like, right. That's easy to say now that you did win. But like, if they
and you stopped them,
you stopped them. But if you didn't stop them, then it's like,
but the
game is over. No, I understand.
But you're up. But no. But you're up. But you're up 14. But you're up 14. If you score, the game is probably over there too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But if you take those points, the game is probably over there too. Right, so it's you don't.
I don't know.
The risk isn't worth the reward. You know what I mean?
Tough. It's tough. I feel bad because, like, the thing that I agree with what Greg said, I'm torn on the, like, I think you can judge it by the results. The thing I agree with, though, is that he's like, this is what got them there. It's like, I understand that. I relate to that as someone who's a sports fan and, like, played sports in my life. The, like, do what you do well and do what got you to this point is sort of like a confidence building. Like, that is why change now is sort of like, we got here. We're the number 2 seed. We haven't made it as far as we've made it because we've been doing this the whole time. That is the part that I can,
because of the situation, though.
Yeah,
changed because of the situation.
I think sometimes you got to realize that you've been playing with house money a long time, and that house money gonna run out sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? And change that fucking approach. And they should have changed it there for sure.
Yeah,
I'm a bet hedger. Like, I'm up. Like, hey, I could say we were in Vegas for 3 days and I'm up $5. Sounds great to me. Like, that's just my personality, and maybe I'm a pussy for that. But I don't know, bro.
You gonna take that $5? Fuck the 150 you can make. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take that $5.
I'm a pussy that's gonna retire comfortably. Like, I don't. I don't know, bro.
It's legit. It's and they also I'm obviously torn. And the flip side of it, the pro kicking the field goal argument makes me think of a golf thing that Tiger Woods said. I saw a video of him saying, which is he's like, I'm always aggressive. He's like, whether even if I'm not aiming at the pin, I'm aiming at the opposite side of the green because I think that's the best shot to take. I'm going to swing aggressively to that spot. I'm like, that's exactly what it is. It's like, it would be aggressive. It could be argued that it's aggressive to go up 3 scores and kick a field goal. Confidently, aggressively going up 3 scores. So I don't know.
The other thing is this, I like Dan Campbell a lot. I don't mean this to be a Dan Campbell pylon, but he also threw the ball 41 times today. They ran the ball 29 times. They averaged 6.3 yards per carry over the course of that game. Even with the Niners defense actually stopping the run in the second half, they still averaged 6.3 yards per carry and threw it 12 more times than they ran it. And I like, as a Niner fan, every time they would drop back 3 times in a row and let old boy number 8, the check is in the mail, have a chance to drop it for us. Like, I'm just like, it's a big sigh of relief because every time they ran the ball, it was like, shit, we're not even getting to 3rd down. You know what I mean? Look, every time they ran, it felt like they got a first down in the first 2 plays. So I don't know, man. A lot to look at there. Tyler, John, are you warming up at all to the 49ers, or am I just on my own for the next 2 weeks while y'all get excited about Pat Mahomes winning the Super Bowl? How are we feeling?
No, it's like I said in the group chat, bro. Like it's a win-win for me. Either the Mahomes GOAT talk, gets a level up, or my homie's gonna be happy. So win-win for me.
I appreciate you, bro. You put my feelings on the level of Twitter discourse wins, bro. That means a lot to me, dog.
Yeah,
I
man,
appreciate
fuck Twitter
that.
discourse wins.
I love you way more than I hate Bosa, but I do hate a fucking Bosa ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I stopped watching because of Cap, nigga. Of course, for this fuck Bosa, nigga. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do understand. And I will say, like, I cover high school football, cover college football, cover pro football. The locker rooms are unique. It is a unique fucking situation because almost every locker room has that dynamic of a Mac Crosby,
those
Nick
are the best
Bosa,
teams.
and
Because them big boys got to be racist as a motherfucker. You need the schism in the locker room, nigga. It's important to wins, my nigga. You don't get to wins without the schism. You feel what I'm saying?
Goddamn. All right, well, we'll talk more about the Super Bowl matchup later. Obviously, we got 2 weeks. We're trying to get the Gridiron Gals on. I know Rita might need a minute. Rita says she left the Ravens game the second the fumble happened.
She's smart. Rita's smart as fuck.
That's smart, but I also know a nigga that left. Do y'all remember when the Cardinals were playing? I think it was Texas, and the hometown kid hit that 2-run home run to win the game in the bottom of the ninth. Like it was 2 outs. It was crazy, right?
David Freese.
David Freese. Yeah, he played it. Like, yep. Yeah. He I had a homie that left right before that. He's like, I'm not going to see us lose the World Series at home. So it can go both ways, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But good for Rita in this situation. But yeah, I would hate to be the nigga that heard the crack of the bat on the radio on the way home from the game, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? From the hometown kid, it was crazy.
We left the Dodgers game this year, the one that they lost by like 1,000 in the playoffs, and that was Vinny. And I've probably left 3 sporting events early ever. Like we don't go regularly enough to leave early. And Vinny was like, "What if they come back?" And I was like, "We'll have great memories of it, but like I'm gonna play the odds here that I would rather get you home before 1 o'clock in the morning because it takes an hour and a half to get out of this fucking parking lot."
And it's really rough when you leaving after an L.
So was that?
You know what I mean?
Oh,
it would smell crazy. Yeah.
I'm not trying to see. Yeah, I'm not trying to see all the specific brand of fights that happens with angry drunk Dodger fans, bro. That's a
angry drunk sports fan.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But it's a couple. I mean, I'd rather be around angry drunk Niner fans than angry drunk Dodger fans. You know what I mean?
Really? It's like that?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Bro, you heard about? I mean, people have died in the park. Like, there was a fight between Giants and Dodger fans that they killed a Giants fan, bro.
Would they beat him to death?
Yeah. Like they curb stomped him and he died, bro. It's just like it's just a different kind of drunk anger that comes from being in the sun drinking for 4 hours, bro.
I guess so,
man. It's some evil people out there, dog. I don't know.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, all right. Like I said, we'll talk Super Bowl matchup a little bit. This show was almost, if the Niners had lost, we were almost just going to talk about this Braun Steph game for 30 minutes, bro. But Niners kept us as a football podcast for just a little bit longer.
Every time I buy tickets, it's a weird pick your own adventure experience with a bunch of hidden fees, and I never know what I'm going to spend. You shouldn't have to worry when you buy tickets to your next big event. Game Time is a fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you.
I'm looking at the Game Time app right now. The Wizards have quite a few home games that I'm interested in coming up. They've got the Phoenix Suns visiting in February. They've got the Celtics coming there a couple weeks after that. Game Time offers last-minute ticket deals, zone deals. It's easy to find and buy tickets of every kind of event in your area. You can view all the seats in your venue. I'm very much interested in the Hennessy Suites that they have going on at the Wizards home arena, so definitely interested in investigating that a little bit more with this app.
Game Time is the only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. You can see the view from your seat before you buy, so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive. All-in prices show your total upfront, so you know you're getting a great deal before you check out. They're obsessed with finding ways to help you save money on tickets. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the start of the event and even an hour after it starts. It's the place to find last-minute seats. And with zone deals, you pick the section and Game Time picks the seats for big-time savings. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code JandJ for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code JANDJ for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Braun, Steph, all-time classic, double overtime. Feels like probably regular season game of the year. Hard to imagine something topping it. What did y'all think? And were you able to just at least appreciate, we don't know how many more of these games we're going to get, obviously. Like, were you able to kind of enjoy it? Or did it feel like a playoff type anxiety?
Yeah, it was like a bittersweet game for me where I was like, bro, like I love the new era the league is headed in with, guys like Ant, SGA, Wemby, Chet, etc. It's like, man, this Bron and Steph, that might have been like my favorite NBA era ever, bro. It really might have been. And I was watching that game just like I said, it was bittersweet. It was great to see that these guys still had it, but the bitter part was knowing that we're not going to get this too much longer, So, incredible fucking game. It felt like 2017 out this motherfucker again. You know what I'm saying? It was just a really, really, really fun game and incredible performances from those two.
And I realized this is all I need from them two. You know what I mean? Like, they spoiled us. So I had expectations of going to the chip. I'm yelling in the fucking playoffs and shit. You know what I mean? And bro, like the reason the playoffs were fun last year is because they played. Whether the Lakers won or lost, I would enjoy that series because of them. Watching that game yesterday, it was like I'm rooting for both of them, nigga. Like obviously I want Bron to win because I'm a Bron guy, but like, drop the 40 ball, Steph. I want to see Steph do his thing too. Like, as long as we can get this from them, like, as long as I don't need the fucking championship shit. You know what I mean? And also, I like Tyler said, I like the new guys. I like the new guard that's coming in. They're great. You know what I'm saying? But nothing's going to feel to me as an old nigga like these two being them two. It might be an old man take. I was thinking, I was like, this makes me feel old preferring to see this. You know what I mean? They both have no chance of doing shit in the fucking playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If they even make it, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, this is what I need from the NBA. Everything else we can Giannis wins or not, you know what I'm saying? Wemby shit, great, you know what I mean? But this is what I need from the NBA. Right. Is these two dudes to beat them. And it was great to see.
I can't picture ever feeling about Chet versus Wemby the way that I will just feel like in my bone marrow about Braun versus Steph. You know what I mean? Like you said, that's our era. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's just that's the era where our brains finished fully forming.
And yeah, and there's the whole, Steph and Braun, they're our age group, they're our peers. Chet and Wemby are kids to us, right? How much emotionally invested can you get in that,
I remember when I was watching with Battier, when I said, you got to die for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that day was my age. I can say that shit about a nigga my age. He's older than me, actually, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that about Chet. It's just a totally different experience watching dudes your age, like, doing their thing like that. And also, we had just seen Bron for so long. I mean, it's just, I'll never get that. You know, when that, like, as good as the Warriors were and as dominant as they were, as scary as they were, you know what I mean? And seeing Bron go up against them, like, it'll be nothing like that. But seeing it now with them not having the people around them they need to get to the chip, but being able to play at a high level like that, bro, it was beautiful to watch, man.
It was also fun because not just those two were going crazy, but the other most fun parts of the supporting cast were having great games. AD hit some
D-Lo
massive shots.
yeah,
D'Lo's shot,
yeah.
that pull-up three from D'Lo was insane. I cannot believe he even took that shot.
I can believe he took that shot.
I guess I can
I can believe D'Lo did anything. And that's what's frustrating about D'Lo is he can do that, and then he'll fucking play you out the game. You know what I mean?
Like Clay, after a rough first half, hit massive shots. Dre had a really solid all around game. I think.
Hey, Dre got to slap someone in the face with no consequences. You know, so
it's good to be back, baby.
The other part of it, it's almost the fact that they're both not good enough makes it more fun because their games are competitive. It's like if one of the teams was actually really dominant, the games wouldn't be as close. But because they're both stressful, they're both playing level, so it's like they're right at the same spot, fighting for the same weird half prize.
Yeah,
it look like dude, them niggas trash, but you know what I'm saying? It's still fun to watch them at their top level, you know.
Did you guys see our guy? Go ahead, John.
I'm just laughing because, bro, Dave Chappelle had me laughing till I was crying and shit, and now he's become this nigga. Like that it looked like doo-doo, like nigga. The first time you heard that, you know what I mean? Like Tupac yelling at it in the club, nigga. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What's that on your back? It looked like doo-doo. That shit was fucking hilarious. Why you gotta become a weird ass nigga, man? But go ahead.
I have the other thing I wanted to ask y'all about from the Lakers-Warriors game was, did you see the clip of Steph ripping his jersey in frustration?
Love that, baby.
Hulkamania running wild there, brother.
Yeah, I think Steph had it in him like that. Yeah.
It's hard to rip an NBA jersey.
It's hard to rip a fucking white tee, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck? That shit ain't easy. That motherfucker was hot.
Bro, people have said Steph is surprisingly strong as fuck. Like, people
he deadlifts 405.
Yeah.
How many niggas you know in the street deadlifting that?
I think, was it Iguodala said that man, like, curls 100 on one arm on the fucking dumbbells and shit? Like, ridiculously strong dude, bro.
It low key makes sense. Like, dude, I'm not surprised what a 6'3" nigga does. You know what I mean? You're not the same human I am. You feel me? Like, I'm not surprised. So yeah, I mean,
you gotta meet Steph on the golf course one day and ask him, where are you hiding all those biceps, sir?
Oh, bro, no.
So
bro, have you seen his swing? His swing is as beautiful as his motherfucking. I'm gonna be trying to hide my boner. This swing is as beautiful as this jumper, nigga. I'm gonna be fucking hard eyes looking at him swing the club, nigga. Shit.
Steph's hand-eye coordination is like I remember it was a Spider-Man issue when I was a kid where he the way Peter Parker solved a problem was that he threw a can of like a film roll, like back when we had like physical film. He threw it across the room into Robbie Robertson's shirt pocket. You know what I mean? Just like, boom, like across the room. And I remember reading it thinking like, damn, like fucking Spidey would be like so dope on the Bulls. Like it would be crazy. But then I also remember thinking like, what kind of spider power is that? Does he have spider accuracy? Like this has never been discussed before that he could flick a film canister into a shirt pocket from across the room. And I do feel like that's like Steph a little bit. It's like your superpower is anything related to hand-eye coordination. So he could be the best Smash Brothers player of all time. If he wanted to, he could be the best GoldenEye player of all time. Like,
bro, who did he no look throw a towel behind his back when they were trying to dump water on him? Y'all remember that shit? And it went like dead on homie's face. Let me see if I can find that shit.
I remember the behind the back pass that was a turnover in Game 7 though.
Yeah. I do remember that too.
Remember that. The Spidey scissors, failed him at that point. But
all right. Can we talk about the official coach of the Jenkins and Jonez podcast, Glenn Doc Rivers, he's already at it, guys. Did you see this quote from Doc Rivers. He said they asked him about if it was going to be tough taking over the team at midseason, and he said, "I've never done this. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. It's going to be
nasty ass. This nigga nasty. You play the game so nasty.
Why is he playing in our faces
work.
like this?
Oh, you nasty.
Putting on a nice base coat of excuse just right when he gets in. Just sand it down and put that base coat on.
Ooh, man. He always he know how to protect the bag, nigga. He know how to protect the bag. That's nasty. Jeez.
I just think he can save us the whole I am, burdening myself with this begrudgingly. Motherfucker, you wanted that job from jump, dog. Like, why are we lying here? Why are we lying
You
here?
are Iago in Othello, bro.
You dirty Mac your way into that motherfucker. Now, I wouldn't wish this on anybody. Bro, keep that. You so nasty, bro.
Bro, he was Bishop in juice when he went to Raheem's wake after he killed Raheem, bro. And he was hugging on Raheem's mama like we're gonna find the people who did this. Nigga, you did this. Like that's who Doc Rivers was.
That was one of your best tweets. That was one of your best tweets ever, bro. It was a perfect tweet, Tyler.
Those who knew. Had to
What
put
did
it
you
out.
tweet? What did you tweet?
I just tweeted a picture of Tupac at Raheem's wake in juice. That's all that needed to be
Just
said.
that. He did no words.
Yo, Tupac had me scared in that movie,
Tupac
bro.
acted his ass off. And he might not have been. He might have been a wild motherfucker like that for real. From what we heard,
I was like, woo.
Doc Rivers, after potentially pulling the strings to make it happen, is taking over a 32-14 2-seed in the East with Giannis and Dame. Wouldn't wish it on anyone.
It's crazy. It's
I
not
would.
only excuse building, it's like myth building. He's like, I wouldn't wish this on anyone, but I've done it. I'm here to do the job that nobody can do. It's like it's both
The
building
impossible job of winning a
Nobody
championship
can
with
imagine how
Giannis.
hard this is. But if I do it, then
If there's anyone who can lead a team to a championship, it's Doc Rivers.
yeah, he's almost like this would be the most impressive coaching ring ever. Like put it on your Hall of Fame resume. Like nobody could do something this hard.
He does it. He needs to sit down with Braun, bro. You're supposed to like pay the homies to say that shit for you. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to say that yourself.
It did feel like, Bron, like legacy building type shit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like you said, that shouldn't come out your mouth. You know what I mean?
You let someone else say the bubble was the hardest championship in NBA history.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Talk to the GM. Let him squeeze that out. You know what I mean? Like, you don't let that come out your mouth.
All right. All right. This is a good bridge into Dookie Butt of the Week. It's not a Dookie Butt of the Week, but it may as well. Have y'all seen that there are a group of people online on on Jesus Christ internet who are rooting for and in fact already believe that the Civil War has begun?
What is their reasoning for thinking the Civil War has begun?
Because
like in a
Texas
Cold War
is
fashion?
considering defying a Supreme Court order to remove the barbed wire from the fences at the border. And so they are saying, these people on Twitter and on the internet are saying, Texas is declaring war against the United States. And then there's people like Oklahoma is going to sign on with Texas. And it's going to be like, they're going to secede. And people were tweeting out, Tyler, like, highest percentage of gun ownership by state, like Texas, number 1, Oklahoma, number 2. It's like, do you think that's how? So you think we're going to run the Civil War back in 2023 using the House rules from 1865, bro?
Neil Brennan, y'all know the dude who worked on the Chappelle Show, as a matter of fact. He has a really fucking hilarious joke about people who are like preparing for the next Civil War and stuff. And he frames himself as someone who's the head of a military, and there's like a reporter with him, and they're about to go into battle, right? And so he's the head of the military, and and the reporter's like, okay, so we see right here, we have got a militia. There are 300 armed civilians right here. Okay, now what are you going to do about this? And Neil Brennan goes, okay, do you see this drone I have right here? And this button I have? And it's like, that's it. That's how this is going to go. So yeah, motherfuckers who are thinking it's going to be some hand-to-hand fucking, they're going
to march out there with the fucking flag and shit.
That's absolutely
and
not how
nigga
it's
in a
gonna go.
fucking, in some loafers and a button down is going to press a button and send their ass home, nigga.
Right?
You know what I mean? Clock out and take his ass back to the crib. You feel me? Like, nigga, what do you mean? This nigga from the office is going to press a button on their ass. It's crazy.
he's not going to stop texting his wife to deal with them. You know what I mean?
Right, you feel me? He goes, 1 second, babe. Bloop, bloop. Catch them while they're fucking stuffing their muskets, nigga. You know what I mean? In between, what the fuck is wrong with you, nigga?
Yeah, I don't know the
Weird.
last time I was so pleased about the military might of the United States of America, but the idea of Texas seceding, like declaring war, it's just like, are you out of your fucking mind, bro?
Dude, they're counting how many guns, bro. Have you seen the budget? Look at the money they're putting into the military, nigga. Bro, you know what I mean?
You have to arm yourself because of all the money they're spending on the military. You know what I mean? Like, the reason we're not all sitting in a very nice house that was just given to us is because of all of the money that they're spending on the fucking military.
Jesus.
If you want these guns, come and take them, bro. They will blow your motherfucking house up,
Right.
and all that will be left is
They're
the
going to
goddamn
take
guns,
you,
dog.
too,
They're gonna
brother.
take your ass.
They're going to take your block, nigga. The fuck you mean?
Your flame-resistant guns will make it, but you will not, buddy.
They're hanging onto those guns like Tom Holland and Zendaya, bro. You know what I mean? They're not.
You had
not
to get
letting
that
go
in,
for
bro.
anything.
Anytime you can get a Tom Holland and Zendaya mission, you gon' nigga, you jump in it. You hear me? Need that. You feel me? We got another one, boys.
Our guy.
We got
our
another
guy,
one, Bosa.
Our guy. Our guy.
Took another one off their hands.
Our guy, Pastor Solomon, Missouri, had a tweet. It was like, because Tom Holland had just posted 10 pictures on his IG stories. He just quote tweeted it and said, he is never coming up off that woman, bro. Like, never.
Did you see
Smart man.
Bosa after was it pregame or postgame when he was with like Jalen Rose and like Birdman and shit? And I swear, like rich niggas, they ignore racism, it seems like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that's broke. That's broke nigga shit. We tripping off that. They don't give a fuck what Bosa said. You know
Well,
what I mean?
look, it's like, you know, Stephen A.
Crazy.
Smith is like close friends with Sean Hannity and shit, right?
Are
it is
you kidding me? But he's a Republican though.
But I'm just saying, it is that, like, I mean, it's like, it's a lot of black celebrities and Trump too and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like you said, you hit a certain level and it's like, well, the real people live
The only
up
color
here.
they see is green. I don't see race. You know what I mean? It is crazy. That's
All right.
weird. But I mean, like, also Bosa had the Jordans on. I'm like, of course he's wearing Jordans. Like, those guys always are. Those
Me
those
against,
Like, if I
the,
get
me
you a
against
Bosa
the world
jersey
for
if
the
they
next
win,
2
bro.
weeks.
they,
I won't
hate is
wear- I
building.
won't- I
I
won't
love you,
wear-
Mike, but the
I
hate,
won't-
I'm just. Yeah,
I won't wear a Bosa jersey. But all
Sean
right.
Hannity? He's
Huh?
friends with Sean Hannity?
Stephen A.
He's
Smith?
spoken to this?
Yeah, he's spoken.
Stephen A.
He said they be texting all the time and shit. He said that's
Nigga,
the homie.
text homies?
Yeah.
Because
They
they're
homies for
because
real,
in
bro.
their world they're the TV guys. They're the guys with the big audience. Like, that's what Stephen A. Smith identifies as, is a guy with a big audience. You know what I mean? And he's probably right. He's probably like, he and Sean Hannity probably do have a more similar worldview than he would with one of the three of us, because they see the world through the eyes of someone that is being watched by a gajillion people all the time.
You got to take nigga away from him when you start doing that, man. If you're going to move like that, you got to take that away from him, bro. That's crazy, G.
All right.
You make it like, that's.
You see all of the distraction techniques I'm using with Bosa? Wait till I tell you.
Stephen A. isn't on your side either. He's not. Bosa
I
ain't
threw
that bad,
Stephen
brother.
A. Smith and Sean Hannity down like a Batman smoke pellet, bro.
You heard about Stephen A? Crazy.
All right. Let's end on Dookie Butt of the Week. Clay Travis has been on quite a freezing cold takes kick lately, and his tweet during the Chiefs-Ravens game today is just the latest. He said, "The Chiefs are not a good football team, and Travis Kelce looks like he should retire. He's been worthless the last 7 or 8 weeks. The double worthless Pfizer shots may have caught up with him. Either that or Taylor Swift is the Chiefs' Yoko Ono. Maybe both." Travis Kelce today became the NFL's playoff record holder for receiving yardage. I believe was targeted 11 times, had 11 catches for 116 yards and a touchdown. And the Chiefs obviously turned out to be okay. So, way to go, Clay Travis. You got him again.
That motherfucker. And doesn't he fashion himself as like a gambling guru too? Like, isn't that kind of his thing? That motherfucker doesn't know shit, dog. Like, god damn. He dumb as hell, man.
Oh, man.
Fuck Clay Travis, bro.
I don't know. Tyler, who's your Dookie Butt of the week?
Oh man. My Dookie Butt of the week are all the people. There's been just this wave of like anti-DEI people as of late. If y'all been paying attention to that.
Yes.
I saw you talking about that.
Yeah. Charlie Kirk. Fuck Charlie Kirk too, since we're talking about fuck everybody. But
we're assembling the dipshit white guy Avengers on our
right.
Dookie Butt of the week this week.
Right? Yeah. So he was on some podcast and he talks about if I saw a black pilot, I'd be nervous because of DEI. I don't know if this guy's qualified, and it made me think of this joke that I've heard. Like it's such an old fucking joke. Like I've heard it since I was a kid. They might say it in Texas, maybe they say it in Tennessee. Don't know, but anyway, the joke goes, "What do you call a black man who flies an airplane for a living?" And the answer is a pilot, you racist motherfucker. And I cannot believe, and I feel like a lot of us heard that, right? I cannot believe that this fucking joke is being, it's the same premise. They're having a legit, serious conversation about this right now. And, it's just like, bro, DEI just seems to be the new thing that people are attacking. Like first it was, critical race theory where everybody was up in arms about that shit. Where critical race theory just basically meant we are going to tell the whole truth about history, right? Mm-hmm. Any type of history should be examined critically. If you're not examining history critically, that's fucking folklore, bro. Right? Like if you're examining Andrew Jackson and you don't tell the truth about the Trail of Tears was put into action because he is a fucking bigot against natives, you're not telling the whole truth. You're just talking about Paul fucking Bunyan, basically. But an
uncritical examination of history is not worth much. That's not worth much time.
Exactly. But the whole thing about this DEI shit is we all know what it's about. Let's just call it what it is. It's racism. It's fucking racism. You're not gonna tell me that the same fucking crowd that elected the most unqualified president of all fucking time, a dude who never did public service, wasn't so much as a fucking president of a PTA chapter. Y'all elected this man to the highest office in the land, and now y'all are the people who think qualifications matter, right? And the whole thing is beyond the hypocrisy here, beyond the racism here. It's just a fundamental understanding of what diversity, equity, and inclusion is. Like y'all know, I'm a recruiter. I'm someone who has done diversity recruiting. People just have this fucking flawed perception of it. They think when you do diversity recruiting, you're sliding the sliders down. Like if you're looking for a software engineer who has 10 years of Python, but you want to find a black software engineer, you slide that down to 5 years of experience. And that's not how it fucking goes. Oh. That's not how it goes. You keep everything as is, all the qualifications you need, and you add certain shit. You add HBCUs in your search. You add all women colleges in your searches. You add sororities in your searches. You add black fraternities and sororities in your searches. You add honor societies like, the National Society of Latino Engineers in your searches. You add shit like that so you get a diverse pool. You're not moving the sliders down on anything. You're looking for more diversity in your candidate pool, right? And it's just it's so fucking ridiculous to me because, for one, there's a complete misunderstanding of what DEI actually is, and there's a complete misunderstanding of the value that diversity is. Diversity is people from who have lived different life experiences, have different viewpoints. Different viewpoints help you eliminate the blind spots you might have. Like diversity makes every company better. And there's times when a lack of diversity has proven to be dangerous. Like one of the main people spearheading this anti-DEI shit is fucking Elon Musk, right? And we know for a fact his Tesla engineers, they were so white that they were not programming the radar on their Teslas to register darker skinned people. Right. That is shit. Mm-hmm. That is a lack of diversity that can cause serious hurt to people out here. Right. And, of course, we know that it's racism. Right. Because DEI is just it's not the reason why these people, these people who have, come on board through diversity initiatives, they're not unqualified. then the people who have an issue with DEI, we all know it's racism, right? Because there's a need to believe that, you know, a black person cannot be, a black person, a non-white person cannot be as smart as you, cannot be as qualified as you. That's what the premise of this is. Because, and I'll tell you why, you know, a concrete example of how you know it's fucking racism. Like, have y'all been paying attention to like how all these planes, these Boeings have been falling apart because shit's not welding all right, right?
Yep.
God forbid, if we were to have a plane crash, we know that crowd, that anti-DEI crowd, there would be a fucking mass demand of finding out the identity of the pilot, of finding out who that pilot was, what their race is. We're not seeing that for this welding shit because the perception of people who are like welding and bolting shit is that's working class shit. You don't need a lot of brain power to do that, which is wrong, right? But the perception of a pilot is, you know, that's a position that you rely on your intellect for, and they think that non-white people are, you know, inherently intellectually inferior, right? It's plain as fucking day. But anyways, I'm rambling. Fuck the anti-DEI people. Diversity is good, you fucking nimwits, and that's just really all I got to say about that.
Speaking to diversity being good and like it being important, I told y'all about this. I don't know if I told it on the actual pod, but remember I was in that meeting about like they're trying to have Super Bowl content, and somebody had an idea where we get in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? We ask football players to taste test chicken and tell us where it came from.
Come on, bro.
I was the only nigga in the room.
Come on, bro.
You know what I mean? In the meeting. And I had to be like, somebody brought up like, I don't know we should do that. Like, I don't know. And I remember looking up like, because I didn't pay attention to the meetings. And somebody was looking at like, I was like, I felt like, I guess it feels like it's time for the nigga to talk. You know what I'm saying? That's my exact thought. I said, what? And I said, what? So what's the idea? And my exact reaction was lean back in my chair and say, hell no. You know what I'm saying? But it had to be me in the room to say, hell no. But I'm not, dude, it was a step. It was me saying that from actually being an idea that they put out on their socials.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So like, dog, like, we help us help you, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, in these day and time, you know, that day and age, they might have, you know, the niggas might have owned that company. I should have let them do it. You know what I mean? That sounds like a great idea. Twitter would love it. But anyway, but yeah, man, it's necessary.
I want to point out the thing that drives me crazy with it's the the conservative talking points lately. It was like they were mad about the term woke. They're mad about critical race theory. Then they're mad about woke. Now they're mad about DEI, right? They're just changing in different terms to remain angry about. The DEI one won't be as successful as woke for the same reason that the CRT one wasn't, which is that they're too stupid to understand acronyms. Like they cannot correctly phrase them into the structure of a sentence because it's confusing to them that it's not like DIA or something. But the issue with it, of course, that you pointed out perfectly, Tyler, is it's the exact same attack that people use on affirmative action when we were younger that is still used on affirmative action. I remember having these conversations in super diverse high school history classes at Poly where, you know, these kids spoke up. Like, you know, the white kid raised his hand, like, shouldn't everyone be evaluated? You know, why should it be easier? Why should Harvard take a black student over a white student with the same stuff? And our history teacher stopped he like record scratched and was like, the majority of people who get into Harvard get in because they're legacies. They get in because their parent, their dad, or their grandpa or their grandma or whatever got into Harvard. That's affirmative action. That's sliding the scale. Like, you know what I mean? So he's like, why would you not want to balance the field out? And it goes to the myth of the whole, you know, the stupidest people in the world who think they're smart of like, everything should be evaluated completely without context and perfectly on its own merits. That's not how anything has ever worked in this country. Right. That's why these people's grandparents all went to Harvard. They weren't evaluated like, you know, objectively as being the smartest people. They were white people with money. And so now their grandkids, like, that's the whole fucking point. Anyway.
But also what Tyler was saying
Great
is like,
Dookie Butt.
This is not just like, equity and equality is different. You know what I mean? Like, equity is just starting it out from starting it out from the same spot. So it's not like we're trying to create the same, you know what I'm saying? It started from the same starting point. That's all. It doesn't guarantee a person gets a job. You know what I mean? It's just making sure that the pool is diverse, including different people in there. You know what I mean? That's all. You know, like that's all it is. It's not giving a person a job. That person isn't guaranteed a job because of their black. They're just, you know what I mean? It's like we're just trying to make sure people who haven't had opportunities get opportunities. The opportunity doesn't guarantee a paper or a hire. It just gives the person the opportunity to prove that they are, you know what I'm saying, capable. That's all.
I mean, it's the same conversation we were just having with Tashawn about the Rooney Rule. Like, you know, they've been talking about on the NFL playoff broadcasts, all of the people who come out of this coaching tree, right? Mm-hmm. Well, because those are all this coach's friends. And, you know, for a long time in the NFL, it was one type of coach. So if the tree is how you're hiring everybody and the tree is a bunch of white dudes, like that is it's that exact same shit. So you have to find a way to open the door and the pool up. Tyler, I have a question for you just as an HR professional, because this is something I feel like I've noticed a lot in reporting on like local government and school boards and stuff. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like the white people who know DEI terminology are like the wickedest white liberals though in the world, bro? Like when a white person starts talking about people of color and lived experiences, I feel like they are like about to shovel something directly down my fucking throat, bro. Like those are the people who are like, you're using that language to justify not changing things for the better. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, bro.
I'm with you. I am a bit leery of folks like that, but I'm low key a bit leery of all white folks. Like you got to prove
in general,
to me.
nigga, I'm like,
right?
I was like, I ain't want to say it, but I'm like, nigga,
you gotta look. I won't. You know,
you the only white man that's been in my house for a reason, my nigga. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Like I don't pigeonhole white people, but at the same time, you know, there's some skepticism. You got to prove it to me. You know? Right.
You know, my mom was after she moved out of Long Beach, she was a social worker in Central Washington. You know, they wanted to put her in charge of the DEI at her company because she lived in Long Beach, so she was the least white person.
You know how to talk to black people.
This is a white woman who was born and raised in Boise, Idaho, before she came to Southern California.
Oh, no. Hell no.
They said Paula's got some seasoning on her for the social services.
Your mom's name is Paula?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I love that. We need more Paulas, man.
John, who's your Dookie Butt of the week?
Bald head niggas, man. Man, they gave up R&B. Y'all remember when R&B niggas was bald headed?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when Joe was out. I mean, I miss bald head niggas running R&B, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking to my homegirl about it, like, nigga, we need more yearning in you know what I'm saying, in music, bro. We don't have yearning in R&B no more. Like, you know, I think I was talking to what's your boy, Logan. Logan Murdoch said we called them niggas simps and we fucked the game. Our generation ruined it because we started calling them niggas simps, and now, you know what I'm saying, R&B niggas beefing. I don't want y'all to move like rappers, bro. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to be crying in the rain, spinning on your motherfucking bald ass head, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I miss that shit. So, yo, bald head niggas, man, we need y'all back in the motherfucking game, bro. We need some oval head ass niggas back yearning. Niggas with hairlines ain't been through enough. They don't have enough lived experience. You know what I mean? To be singing and talking about the emotions I need to hear in my R&B, nigga. So, yeah, bald head niggas, tap back in, bro. We need y'all, man.
I have a yearning down as a topic for the next podcast.
Okay,
I want to have a whole conversation with you about yearning.
Yeah, I was listening.
Not
to
enough
Joe.
yearning. Not enough yearning going on in the world today.
I was listening to Joe, and I'm like, bro, like, you know, I gotta find me a girl. Like he was fucking, you know, he needed that. He gotta find him a girl, nigga. You know what I mean? He's talking about, you know, searching the fucking world, you know, till he dropped to find him a girl, nigga. That's all. I'm like, we need that back. Let's get more yearning, more ridiculous shit. You know what I mean? Fuck this rap R&B we got going on, man. I don't want my R&B niggas cool, nigga. You feel me?
Jackson, who's your Dookie Butt of the week?
Mine is the National Basketball Association for reverting back to terrible All-Star jerseys. I feel like it's been it's a constant roller coaster with the All-Star jerseys. The last couple were actually pretty solid after some down ones, and they're once again terrible and boring.
I didn't see him.
I think they should only have the 93, 94, like those all-star jerseys we think about.
The red and
or
blue ones with the big ass.
the red
star.
and all those like hella
Yeah,
Captain
perfect.
America shits. That's the only red, white,
Right.
and blue shit I'll ever wear. You know what I mean? Or go to the was it the San Antonio, was just crazy, but them turquoise San Antonio All-Star jerseys were the best All-Star jerseys in my opinion. One of those two, pick every year. That's it, nigga. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
love
just
to
wear
buy like a Shea.
throwbacks.
Yeah, I love a like, you know, SGA. You know what I'm saying? It's with that San Antonio Spurs, fucking nigga, run me. I want that jersey for sure. You hear me? Like that's hard.
These look like
Oh,
the
yeah.
jerseys that when you customize a jersey in a video game, this is what it starts out as.
It looks like you could buy them on Amazon.
It's
Yeah,
the
they look like
meme
practice
of All-Star jerseys. Because I got a creative player face, nigga. Somebody told me I had a face. I have the face they give you when you create a player, and then you got a sign.
Yeah, you're like phase 3.
Whatever. You're right. It's the me of All-Star jerseys. We're like, nigga, this is. Somebody said, yeah, that was crazy, bro. I've been getting niggas be firing my face up, nigga. I got
All
a
right.
clone face, nigga.
That's
But
all the
anyway.
time we got. We'll be back on Thursday. If you want more Jenkins and Jonez in your life, you can go to youtube.com/@Jenkins and Jonez for some YouTube exclusives, including we're taking some mailbag questions we're about to record right now. So go check us out on YouTube, and we'll see y'all soon. Hope everyone has a great start to their week. Bye.
Bye.